Hey guys, welcome back. How is everybody doing? Let me tell you guys, it's been a really, really long week. Yesterday we had a really bad storm, and so I spent the entire day picking up trees. All right. Um, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things today. We got a couple of things going on, guys. I wanted to hit on Amy Bradley. I wanted to hit on the 911 call with Laken Snelling. I wanted to hit a little bit on the Sarah Grace Patrick case. And I wanted to hit a little bit on Miss Gypsy Rose. I know I said that I haven't been covering her really because nothing new's going on. However, I just have to talk about it because you know, uh, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been in my comments, guys. I see all of your support. I really want to say thank you so much. And I really do, guys. Appreciate you guys for being here with me. Do me a favor, guys. Don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Guys, do all of the things. And I really do appreciate it. I'm really trying to focus on coming back over here more. I find it a little bit of a struggle considering the fact that I don't cover so much Gypsy Rose anymore. And so, the page kind of took a little bit of a hit there. However, I'm just going to keep going, guys. So hopefully y'all are here and you're with me and you're down for it. Let's talk about Amy Bradley, guys. This case has been a serious mess. Now, if you haven't gone and watched the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary on Netflix, I really suggest you do. I remember this case from when I was younger. It happened back in 1998. 23-year-old girl. She goes on a cruise with her mom, dad, and brother, and then vanishes. Guys, she just vanished. Girl took off. I don't know where she is. Nobody, no proof, very little proof or evidence of what happened to her. Literally, guys, the girl just um and so I've been talking a lot about that. Um, so the family is pushing out this narrative that she was abducted by this band Mellow. Y'all, I can't even talk today. Not band Mellow. I lied. Reverse. Take that back. The family is pushing out the narrative or this theory that she was abducted by a band member named Yellow, whose real name is Alistair Douglas. He was part of the Blue Orchid Band on the ship Rhapsody of the Seas, a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and Amy Bradley was seen dancing with her the night before she vanished at this nightclub. Now, the family is very suspect on this guy, Yellow. However, they're pushing this theory that Yellow is out there and guilty of kidnapping and trafficking with no proof. Now, there are so many theories flying out there. Everybody's got a theory in this case. Some people think she jumped. Some people think that she fell overboard. Some people think she was flung overboard. Some say she walked off the ship because that the family had a problem with her being lesbian or bisexual, or had an issue with her sexual preference. Excuse me, guys. I'm just getting over a cold. My kids came back. It's that first month of school, and forget about it. So we're all feeling a little bit under the weather. And originally I thought that maybe she could have walked off the ship because, I mean, honestly, the family really didn't take too kindly to her being a lesbian. Well, what makes me think this? I'll tell you what makes me think this. Because he's out there, the brother, Brad Bradley, is over there on X, or formerly Twitter, and is bashing gay people, right? Is being a complete homophobe. So that's what makes me think that he didn't fully accept his sister, Amy. And that maybe she just had enough and she walked off the ship. I no longer think that, though. I really think that maybe she jumped. I think that she had a lot of stressors going on in her life, and a lot of things fall into place. I think she was drinking, which is a depressant. People get down, they get a little bit of that liquid courage. Things don't seem to scare them, like death. And I think that she got into a fight with her family, and ultimately she jumped off that ship. Now, I'm not really here to talk today about the theory, but the behavior of the family. Now, anybody, any creator who talks about anything other than what this brother, Brad Bradley, and this family's narrative is, they get kind of crazy. And I started wondering why. When I saw their behavior issues, I mean, y'all, they're out there acting wild. Like, you can't tell me that it's not a little suspicious when people force a narrative down your throat and jam it. We all remember the Gypsy Rose case, right? Gypsy Rose was trying to force a narrative. Christy and her family were trying to support that narrative. They came at anybody and everything who spoke out against them, regardless of whether, it's true crime. We talk. And these people, there is no facts, there is no proof of anything. And these people are going after everybody and anybody who don't agree with their theory. And they're not just going after, they're literally in messages being nasty. Now, if you go back to my videos in the past, I showed the messages. They get really nasty. Multiple content creators have come out and talked about it. Now, that to me says that there's something that this family's trying to hide because of their aggressive behavior. Like, why not just ignore people? Either way, it's putting Amy's name out there. It's putting the documentary, her picture, hashtag Amy Bradley. All of that is going out there. So ultimately, it's all a win, in my opinion, right? Wouldn't you think so? I would think so. But their behavior has caused a lot of people to question what they actually know about this case. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I did a little bit of a deep dive into this family, and I found some questionable things, right? The uncle is a boat captain, was in the Coast Guard, offshore captain. They own a computer company. You know what I mean? Family members are out there being charged for making fake IDs for people. And so when you really start looking into this family, guys, they're not as picture perfect as they're claiming to be. Again, another lie. I feel like they've been telling a lot of lies and inconsistencies, changing the story from the original version. But something about this family is just screaming suspicious to me. Now, do I think that they actually physically did anything to her? I don't think so. I think she jumped, but I think that they had a lot to do with it. I think that they were aware of it. And I think that the reason they're pushing this narrative so bad is honestly, trying to keep off of them the attention. And, oh, don't mind the sirens, guys. If you guys can hear those sirens, I live next to a fire station. So I apologize for the background noise. I can't control that. So yeah, they're just out there acting really weird. And it's just really making me dig deeper because I'm just really suspicious at their behavior. Like if somebody acts so aggressive and so defensive, it just makes you want to ask the questions. And so many people are afraid of hurting their feelings, which I think is absolutely ridiculous because you can't find out what really happened to the girl if you're not out there asking all the real questions, right? So I can't coddle the family. I'm not trying to be rude to them. I feel bad. Of course I do. I just feel that they're acting really suspicious with the information that they have and the information they're putting out there. So I just wanted to, come on and chat about that a little bit. Laken Snelling. So apparently Laken Snelling with the 911 call. A 911 call was made at approximately 10:30 that day. And they called and they told. Now, if you guys don't remember who Laken Snelling is that University of Kentucky stunt team chick who threw her baby in a trash bag, wrapped it in a towel, threw it in a trash bag, and tossed that trash bag in the closet. And she was charged with, I don't know, the corpse and hiding evidence of the pregnancy and the baby. But the 911 call, supposedly somebody went into her closet, found the baby, called 911, told the dispatcher that the baby was cold to touch, which makes them believe it was approximately 3 to 4 hours since that baby was placed there. Laken was not arrested at the home. She was nearby. And when they found her, she was about 5 minutes away. She was arrested a couple of days later. She did, however, have to go get medical care. But my question about this whole Laken Snelling thing and the 911 call going into about the baby, about finding the baby is, guys, what makes somebody go into somebody's closet? Did they know something? Like, did they have suspicions? Did they know she could have given birth? What made her roommates, I'm assuming they're the roommates, but what made the roommates go into her closet, find that trash bag, open that trash bag, and look inside of it? that to me is really just, I don't know. I got questions about this whole thing, right? I got a lot of questions. So that for me was one of the questions, like, what made them go into that closet looking for something? If they didn't know that she was pregnant and they didn't know what was going on, or that she was potentially hiding a pregnancy. So I question the people that looked in the closet. Like, did you know something? I feel like they had to have known something. And if you did know she was hiding a pregnancy, well, shame on you for at least not even bringing it up to her. You know, I feel like, I don't know. My heart goes out to that baby. And either way, whether that baby was alive or dead, what she did was wrong. She hid the baby, she threw it in the trash, and that's not acceptable, in my opinion. And I'm going to stick with that. You don't have to agree. That's okay. But me, it's not acceptable to me. So let me know what you guys think about the whole thing with the roommates. Like, let me know what you think about the roommates going into that closet. What made them go in there? I don't know. It's a little crazy. And then I wanted to bring up Sarah Grace Patrick. So, discovery was made. They showed a little bit of what evidence they're going to be coming out with in the trial. If you guys don't know who Sarah Grace Patrick was, she was the 17-year-old from Carrollton, Georgia, who was accused of killing her mother and her stepfather, shooting them in the bed, and then the little sister woke up in the morning and found them dead. Now, this case is another one that I don't feel like is slam shut. They have James Brock is the stepfather. His family's out on social media just acting a fool. I feel like that is also really suspicious. They're crucifying this girl. We haven't really seen any evidence. Now, with the discovery, from what I can see and I looked into, it doesn't really seem like they have very much evidence in this girl. A lot of it is social media and cell phone related, which, I mean, yeah, the girl was acting a fool on social media, looking for attention, but she's a teenage girl who just went through losing her mother and her stepfather, who was shot in the same home that she was in that night. And I don't know, the whole family is out on social media, just putting everything out there. So it doesn't really seem suspicious to me or out of the ordinary for this family. And I don't think that her social media post is something that we can claim her as guilty by. Unless she, and she didn't, but unless she was out there on social media going, I killed my mother and my stepfather, well, then you can't sit there and take these posts and try and analyze them. It's a messed up teenager who's looking for attention, who was looking for the killer, supposedly, of her mother and stepfather. And people are out here analyzing them like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That's not right. She did it. She's guilty. Guilty by public opinion. We're sitting there and we're crucifying this girl before she ever saw a judge and jury, simply because you guys don't like her social media post, or you think that her eulogy was not what it should have been, or not as great as it should have been. And then when you look at discovery and you look at this evidence and I don't know exactly what the evidence is, but you could just see that it's a lot of social media. It's a lot of cell phone data. That's really the bulk of the evidence. Like, you got no gun, you got no motive, you got none of the real stuff. And I just feel like there's a chance that this girl is innocent, guys. And if she is innocent, then why the hell are you out here crucifying her? Now, she is maintaining her innocence, and I feel like there's something to be said for that, right? She's 17 years old. She's facing life in prison. Like, there's no doubt about it. She's facing life in prison. Life in prison for a 17-year-old is a very, very long time. And I feel like if she was guilty, she'd take a plea, trying to lessen that life sentence and cushion it a little bit, right? I mean, what has she got to lose? If she's guilty and she sees and she knows that they've got evidence, like, you would think that she would confess and just take a plea, right? You would think that she would try to lessen that blow. The girl is maintaining her innocence. Now she's in confinement. I'm sure they've been pressuring her to confess, and the girl ain't budging. And at 17 years old, facing what she's facing, I feel like that says a lot about the possibility that, guys, she could be innocent. I'm not going to sit there and crucify this girl with no evidence. And I feel like Brock's family, all these content creators out there that are just unmercifully accusing this girl and assuming and calling her guilty without any trial or any evidence being seen is wild. So again, like, let's wait for the trial. I will be here for it. I will be watching it. Let's wait for the evidence. But to sit there and crucify this girl and consider her guilty by public opinion is just because of social media. I feel like social media has just been a hot mess lately, you know? I don't know. I just feel like you can't say somebody's guilty of murder based on some TikTok posts. It's just, that's not justice to me. That's not how it should all work, you know? What's the motive? She was going to turn 18 in a year. What was her motive for killing them? She could have left in a year. I don't know. The guy had an LVAD. The guy had massive heart problems. The guy wasn't living much longer anyway. Why would she kill them? Now, mind you, the week before they were killed, they were doing drugs in the living room. Had to send the boy out, the son, to go walk the dog because the guy they were doing drugs with pulled a gun on them. I feel like there's a lot of people here that could be suspect. And instead, they had nothing, and the police were pressured to charge somebody. And it was months after the murder that they finally charged Sarah. And I think they were under so much pressure to get somebody charged. The fact that she was home that night, they're running with it. They say they have a mountain of evidence. I don't believe that they actually have a mountain of evidence. From what I see with the discovery, it doesn't look like they have much. It doesn't look like they have a molehill. So whatever, you know what I mean? I guess we're just going to have to see it play out. I feel like my heart goes out to the girl because she could be innocent, guys. And public opinion is already crucifying her and calling her guilty. So I don't know. Now, back to good old Gypsy Rose. Excuse me, guys, for the cough. Gypsy Rose. Y'all, she's broke as hell. So what happened with Gypsy Rose? Ken went to rehab. Did we not see that one coming? We knew he had an issue with drugs. So I saw that one coming. And now the girl's broke. She's been broke. I've been saying she's been broke for a while. I feel like they're all broke. The show is over. There's no more money to be made. TikTok and social media had to come down because, well, that's the social media and the live is the reason why Ken is in rehab, right? He failed the drug test with CPS is what the story is. So they're a whole hot mess, which we already knew, right? And then you got Ryan out here. Ryan's no longer a teacher. And he's just doing lives for a living all day, every day. Has anybody seen Ryan on live? Now, I'm not sitting there being mean or anything, but the dude is sitting on live from like first thing in the crack of dawn till like late at night, all day, every day, doing his polls and just, so Gypsy Rose ain't getting a freaking job. Ken's in rehab. He ain't working. No job, Ken. You got Ryan ain't got a job now either, so you can't even hold that over Ken's head because that dude is now just he's a TikTok live. That's what he does for a living. Does polls on TikTok live. I feel like this whole situation is just a hot mess. You got Christy over there posting on her social media just with these massive freaking filters, obviously having a midlife crisis. And so, I don't know. Gypsy hasn't really been posting much, so there really hasn't been much there with this whole Gypsy Rose thing. And, you know, unless there's something new happens, I just find it funny that they're all broke as hell. I find it funny that she was getting paid by social media, and now she's off. Ken's in rehab, and now Ryan is sitting there as the live guru all day, getting paid. It's just a big hot mess. All of them are a big hot mess. And I think it's a little bit funny, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really cover her anymore because I've covered the entire case. You know, if you guys have questions that you want me to answer about the case or you want to discuss something, that's fine. However, actively, she's not killing anybody. Well, let's hope not. I don't know, because I wouldn't put it past the fact that she could potentially go out there and recommit. Let's hope she doesn't, though, because I'm not looking for that either. But unless something else comes about with the case, I've already really discussed the case. I don't know much about what's going on with Nick Godejohn, so I guess we'll see. But I just wanted to bring it up because I was giggling to myself with Ryan being on live. This one's got the drugs. He's all in rehab. They're all a freaking hot mess. And we all knew this was going to happen. We knew the fall of Gypsy Rose was coming. I said it over and over, guys, for a year. I was telling you that Gypsy Rose was about to fall. And lo and behold, she has fallen. She's gone. She's done. They're all done, in fact. And so I don't know. Kudos, because I saw that crap coming a mile away. But guys, let me know what you think about everything we covered today. I just wanted to get on and kind of just quickly let you guys know. I do have a couple of lives from TikTok that I'm going to post over here just because people asked. Guys, my lives tend to be a little bit long. They could be 2+ hours. I'm not expecting anybody to watch the full couple of hours of the lives. Please don't feel obligated to. Just people asked me to post them. They were in there. They couldn't finish them. And so I will post them just for them. Guys, I did do me and Nina did start a podcast. And so I will be posting that today. So that's super exciting. There's a lot going on in this world of Ivory Rose Knows. So I hope you guys are all aboard. Guys, thank you again. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the page if you haven't already done that. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. I have been doing lives more over here, and I will be going live, I'm sure, with Nina when it comes to the podcasting too. So, guys, thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys later.